Sit down. I mean it. Put the thing in your hand down. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Breathe in slow and let it out slower. This is not the kind of word you receive on the move. My child, I am drawing you into stillness because what I'm about to say is not casual. It carries weight, and weight demands posture. If this found you in your car, at a red light, in your kitchen with the sink running, on the edge of your bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, that was not an accident of an algorithm or a random scroll. That was a summons. Heaven has an appointment with you right now. I set this moment on your calendar before you even knew you would need it. You didn't wander into this. I brought it to you because I love you and because you are not invisible to me. I see the pressure that surprised you this week, the sudden heaviness that makes simple things feel like mountains, the agitation you can't explain, how your nerves feel like wires humming under your skin, the unusual fatigue, how you slept and woke up tired, how your body feels like it's fighting something you can't name, the irrational fear that creeps in, making shadows seem larger than they are, and that quiet sense that something is off, like a picture on the wall hanging just a little crooked, and you can't seem to straighten it no matter what you do. You have been scanning rooms, rereading messages, second-guessing decisions you once felt peaceful about. Part of you is already bracing, already tightening your shoulders, already whispering, God, why me? Why now? Did I miss it? Did I step wrong? Listen to me carefully now. The pressure isn't random. It did not appear out of nowhere. My child, I scheduled this moment because your calling was noticed. Your yes made sound in the spirit. Your obedience rang like a bell, and bells do not ring in silence without drawing attention. When you aligned your will with mine, you became visible at a new level, not just to people, but to the realm that watches assignments unfold. The spike you feel is the echo of that alignment. It is not proof that you failed. It is proof that you advanced. Do not misread what is happening. This is not me abandoning you. This is me alerting you. I am not punishing you. I am positioning you. I have not stepped back from you. I have stepped closer, so close that my breath is on your face as I speak. What feels like more weight is me fitting you with strength for what you asked me for when you said yes. You prayed to be used. You asked for purpose. You opened your hands and told me I could have your life. I took you at your word. Now the atmosphere is changing around you because assignments change atmospheres. So breathe with me again. In, out. Feel your shoulders drop under my hand. I want you to know that I see every symptom that has made you wonder if something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. Something is happening for you. The agitation, it is your spirit picking up movement before your mind catches up. The fatigue, it is your body adjusting to carry a new measure of grace. The fear, it is a false alarm ringing because it cannot interpret what I am building. That off feeling, it is the tectonic plates of your life shifting to make room for more. I am not careless with the ones I love. I measure the pressure. I set boundaries for it. I do not allow it to crush. I allow it to clarify. Like a jeweler presses the wheel to a rough stone, not to destroy it, but to reveal its facets. I am allowing a controlled pressure to reveal what I placed in you. That roughness you despise is about to shine. That edge you tried to sand away is part of your cut. And hear me, I am here in the room with you in this. You are not left to figure this out alone. You are tempted to interpret the heaviness as a sign to slow my work. You are tempted to negotiate, to pull back your yes, to go quiet, to make yourself small so no one sees you. But your assignment has already been seen. Your yes has already been heard. And the one who called you does not call and then hide. I am training your ears to distinguish my whisper from the storm's noise. I am teaching you the cadence of my footsteps, so that when the wind rises, you do not run. you recognize. I know you are tired of feeling like you have to hold everything together. You do not. Not in this moment. Put your hands down. Let me hold you. Let me hold the future you keep replaying in your mind. Let me hold the conversations you keep rehearsing. Let me hold the memory that keeps stinging when the house is quiet. My child, I am not asking you to perform. I am asking you to be present with me in this summons. Your attendance is your obedience in this hour. Your stillness is your warfare right now. Here is what I want you to carry out of this moment. The pressure rose because your obedience rose. It is not random. Heaven scheduled it because your name was called, and assignments draw attention. I have you. I am alerting, arranging, and aligning. Don't agree with the story that says you are in trouble. Agree with me. You are in transition. Don't tell yourself you are being pushed out. Tell yourself you are being moved up. Don't label this as chaos. Label this as calling. So sit a little longer. Keep breathing. Let the panic loosen its grip under the weight of my presence. I am setting the tone for this season right now. Not frenzy, but focus. Not dread, but discernment. Not abandonment, but nearness. When the next wave of intensity touches your day, remember this appointment. Remember who scheduled it. Remember who spoke your name. And remember this promise whispered into your very bones. I do not lose what I love. I am here. I am for you. And this pressure is the sound of your yes being heard in heaven and noticed in the earth. Listen to me. What changed was not the headlines of your life. What changed was your yes. And I know your mind keeps circling this question. Nothing shifted on the outside, so why does it feel like everything shifted inside? My child, because heaven heard you. You moved 1 degree toward me, 1 step toward prayer, 1 honest repentance you'd postponed, 1 boundary you finally drew, 1 decision to clean what you called small, 1 quiet return to purity, 1 brave move toward purpose. And the room changed, even if the furniture looks the same. Alignment is invisible before it is visible, but the spirit world is not guessing. It recognizes obedience the way a sensor recognizes light. You thought that little step would be private, that you could tuck it under your day and carry on. But obedience rings. It reverberates. When you broke the silent agreement with compromise, the atmosphere took notice. When you turned off what was feeding your weakness and turned toward me, resistance escalated. When you blocked the number that kept pulling you into old patterns, the storm sent you a memory reel to lure you back. When you finally told yourself the truth, I'm done living small, I'm done being split in two, voices rose to negotiate. That was not random. That was the familiar trying to reclaim you. And listen to me carefully. I do not want you living spooked, jumping at every sound, suspicious of every inconvenience. Not everything is a demon. Sometimes it's traffic. Sometimes it's a tired body. Sometimes it's the harvest of choices made. But don't let the ordinary explain away the truly spiritual. Spiritual warfare is real. It does not always throw furniture. Sometimes it whispers. It prefers suggestion over spectacle. Discernment is how you keep from letting fear run your life while still honoring the battle lines that are real. Here's what most people miss. When I mark a season, hell tests it. Thresholds are always tested. Think of the stories you know. After a public anointing, a giant steps forward. After the dove descends, the desert opens. After the dream is spoken aloud, a pit yawns. The pattern is not punishment. It's pressure that proves identity, expands capacity, and seals assignment. You are not being singled out because you're fragile. You are being focused because you're carrying something. So I'm going to read your mail for a moment. You noticed the flare-ups hit right when you set your alarm to pray. You noticed the sudden misunderstandings when you started protecting your time. You noticed the appetite for what used to numb you came roaring back the week you chose sobriety in that hidden place. You noticed old numbers pop up, old offers reappear, old habits whisper like friends at your door the day you deleted them from your life. That timing is not coincidence. It's confirmation. The enemy isn't creative. He's opportunistic. He waits for the moment of transition because that's when people are most tempted to interpret pushback as go back instead of go through. Let me put language to what your body has felt but your mind couldn't name. There is a difference between the friction of movement and the friction of misalignment. The friction you feel right now is the wheel meeting the road. It means you are moving. It means you chose me. It means your yes has traction. Opposition is a backhanded compliment to obedience. It is proof you are no longer available for the old agreements. Do not translate pressure into failure. Translate it into proof. Here's how you discern the difference between random noise and a targeted push. Does it aim at the very thing you just surrendered? That's a clue. Does it magnify a lie about who you are right after I spoke identity over you? Another clue. Does it try to hurry you, rush you, make you reactive, and isolate you from wise counsel? That's a clue as well. Warfare wants you noisy and ashamed. My presence makes you steady and clear. Warfare wants you to rehearse what went wrong. My voice points to what is being made right. When the pressure tries to undo your yes by making you bargain with it. Just this once, maybe you were too extreme, maybe boundaries are unloving. Recognize the script, don't sign it. I need you to hear my heart. You are not crazy, not weak, and not alone. You are being contended for because you are carrying something that feeds more than you. Assignments that touch other people rarely announce themselves with comfort. They arrive with stretching. You are experiencing resistance because your yes activated your next level. Doors that were decorative are about to be functional, and functional doors have locks, access codes, and alarms. When you put the right key in the right lock, sometimes the alarm screams first. Don't drop the key because of the sound. The noise is proof the door is real. And I want you to know this too. I am not throwing you into a fight and standing back, arms crossed to see if you make it. I am in it. I have already measured the furnace you feel. I hold the thermostat, not your accuser. I have set angels on assignment to defend what you cannot see. I have drawn invisible lines around you that the enemy cannot cross. Pressure is permitted, but it is bounded, timed, and aimed. Its aim is not to crush you, it is to carve you. Its time is not forever, it is for now. Its boundary is not to destroy your mind, it is to renew your mind. So, my child, come into agreement with me again. Out loud, even quietly where you are, reaffirm your yes, not to people, to me. Say, I choose what you chose for me. That's it. Simple. The power is not in how loud you say it, but in who hears it. Heaven hears, hell hears, and your own heart hears. Then hold your line. Keep the boundary you drew last week. Keep the appointment you set with me this morning. Keep the repentance you offered me when nobody was watching. Keep your hands clean, your phone clean, your calendar clean. Clean does not mean empty. Clean means ready. I'm going to be blunt with you because I love you. Do not interpret new resistance as an old you. Disappointment will try to recruit your memory. Fatigue will try to recruit your mouth. Shame will try to recruit your imagination. Don't let them. You get to choose the agreement. Choose mine. If you stumble, get up fast. If you feel the drag, slow your steps, but do not reverse them. If the night gets loud, don't power through the noise. Pause and come under my hand. Presence before performance, protection before production. That is how you carry this well. And hear this promise settle over the shaking parts of you. The same yes that drew opposition has also drawn my covering. I am not distant, I am present. I am not indifferent, I am invested. Your next level isn't waiting for your perfection. It is responding to your obedience. I am turning the friction into momentum, the pressure into clarity, the testing into testimony. You will not be swallowed by this wave. You will be shaped by it. And when you look back, you will say, "That's when my yes grew up." So breathe again, steady and slow. Feel the fear loosen its argument under the weight of my voice. You are not failing, you are advancing. What changed was your yes, and that yes is moving you through a door heaven has been holding open for you all along. Listen to me now, because this is where the battle gets sneaky. There is a voice circling you, and it is rehearsed. It knows the lines that once made you flinch. It is trying to cash old checks with your new heart. Hear how it speaks. You're behind. You missed it. You're not chosen. Other people are. God forgot you. Look how hard this is. Clearly it's not for you. Stop trying. Settle. Go back to what you know. This pressure proves you're not built for this. My child, that is not my voice. That is the accuser reading a script he has used on generations. He only needs one thing from you to make it work: your agreement. I'm going to be blunt with you because I love you. Do not negotiate with condemnation. Don't answer a voice that mocks your future. Don't take counsel from what wants you small, silent, and severed from hope. The accuser doesn't need you to crash. He needs you to co-sign a lie about who you are. He is not satisfied with hurting your feelings. He is after your name. He wants you to say it out loud so it settles into your bones. I'm behind. I'm not chosen. I can't do this. That agreement builds him a stage in your mind. Tear it down. Do not host what heaven did not send. Let me teach you the boundary line with clarity. Conviction and accusation both sting, but they do not come from the same spirit, and they do not lead to the same place. Conviction is me putting a gentle, firm hand on the exact place that needs alignment. It is specific, it is clean, and it comes with a next step and with strength to take it. Conviction whispers, "Come into the light. This is the door. I will walk with you through it." Accusation is muddy, loud, and vague. It screams in generalities, always, never. You are the problem, and it pushes you to hide. Conviction opens a way home. Accusation chases you into a cave and then locks the door. If a voice leaves you hopeless and undefined, if it accuses your identity instead of addressing your choices, it is not me. Shut it down. And here's what most people miss. The pressure you feel is engineered to rush you. Hurry is how the accuser sneaks past your discernment. He wants you making midnight decisions you'd never make at dawn. He will send a text you have no business answering, a memory reel you have no business rewatching, a contact you already deleted, an invitation that flatters your loneliness but starves your destiny. He wants reactive moves, quitting what you committed to, calling who you cut off, relapsing where you repented, settling for what you prayed to be free from. Because reaction is easier to steer than revelation. But you are not a reactor. You are a responder to my spirit. So here is the new response I am anchoring in you. When the pressure spikes, slow down. Do not speed up. When the noise rises, lower your voice and raise your focus. Put the phone face down, step away from the send button, breathe. Put your hand over your heart and say, I do not take counsel from fear. I wait for the voice of my shepherd. You do not have to fix the feeling to refuse the lie. You only have to break agreement. Say it out loud if you can. I reject the name the accuser is offering me. I receive who you say I am. The moment you refuse the script, its power drains. Listen to me carefully now. There are some practical boundaries I am placing like guardrails on a mountain road, not to control you, but to keep you alive. Do not make covenant-level decisions in the flood of adrenaline. No resignations typed at 2 a.m. No "I miss you" messages to the person I asked you to release. No numbing scroll when you're exhausted. Exhaustion is an open door. Instead, move toward what keeps you present. Water, breath, the quiet corner you meet me in, a quick call to a wise voice who loves your future. Light breaks the spell. Presence breaks the spin. You cannot outrun a whisper, but you can outlast it by refusing to engage it. I know you felt the accusation try to wear my tone. God must be disappointed. He's tired of your slowness. This pressure is punishment. That is how the deceiver counterfeits. He mimics cadence without carrying character. My correction will never dismantle your worth. My discipline draws you closer. It does not push you out. I don't shame my children into change. I transform them through love and truth. If what you're hearing makes you shrink, hide, and self-silence, it is not me. My voice makes you honest and brave. It steadies your breathing. It dignifies your steps. Let me read another part of the script the accuser is waving in front of you. If you don't move now, you'll miss your chance. Everyone else is ahead. You need to prove you're something. That is the language of scarcity and comparison. That is not the language of your Father. I have you on my timeline. I am not late, and I am not pacing you by anybody else's highlight reel. Rush is a robber. It steals precision. I am training your pacing because the work I am building in you requires accuracy, not just activity. When you feel hurried, say, "No, I choose your pace." That simple refusal breaks the trap that turns pressure into panic. And hear me, your mind is not an open marketplace where every vendor gets a booth. Curate what you allow to speak at close range. Some voices, digital and physical, are not mentors. They are megaphones for condemnation. If a feed increases your fear, mute it. If a conversation always ends with you doubting your calling, step back. Boundaries are not unloving. They are how you protect the assignment I entrusted to you. Do not let a critic become your counselor. Do not let nostalgia become your navigator. Do not let loneliness become your logic. You're asking, but what do I do when the lie feels louder than the truth? Bring it into my light. Call it by name. This is the lie that says I am behind. This is the lie that says I'm not chosen. Then answer it with who I've been to you, not with slogans, with history. You found me when I was hiding. You called me when I felt nothing. You strengthened me when I had no strength. Remembrance is resistance. The accuser cannot argue with your testimony. The more you rehearse my faithfulness, the smaller his stage becomes. Let me settle this in you now. The enemy's endgame is not the pain you feel in this moment. It is the agreement he wants from your mouth. He wants you to carry a name I never wrote over you. He wants you to conclude, this must be who I am. No, you are not your worst day. You are not your loudest fear. You are not the sum of yesterday's pattern. You are mine. You have a real name, and pressure cannot rewrite it unless you let accusation hold the pen. So, my child, take back your pen. When the night gets loud, drop your shoulders and slow your breath. Do not answer taunts with texts. Do not answer shame with silence. Answer every lie with presence. Come under my hand. Let me talk to you longer than the enemy taunted you. Let me wash your mind where the script tried to stick. And as you do, hear this with prophetic certainty. You will not agree with a lesser identity. You will not shrink to fit an old label. You will walk through this with discernment and with boundaries, and your yes will stand. I am guarding your future, and I am teaching your mouth to guard it with me. Listen to me carefully now. We have exposed the voice that wanted to rename you. Now I am going to rename this season. This is not abandonment. This is architecture. This is not destruction. This is construction. This is not rejection. This is refining. My child, I love you too much to build your future on anything that will not hold. I am the builder who examines foundations before I raise the walls. I am the architect who refuses to decorate a house with a cracked slab beneath it. You asked me to make you ready. Readiness looks like reinforcement. You keep asking, why is everything shaking? Because I will not pour new concrete on top of old cracked concrete. I won't frame rooms on soil that hasn't been compacted. I won't set heavy promises on beams softened by people-pleasing, fear, hidden compromise, and wounds you never let me treat. I don't say that to shame you. I say it to free you. The shaking is the sound of weak agreements snapping so that true strength can be installed. That's not me leaving you. That's me laying rebar where you used to rely on opinion. That's not me punishing you. That's me testing the soil so your next season doesn't sink. You are noticing tremors in places you thought were steady. I see it, and I'm going to name them with you, so you stop calling normal what is spiritual. Relationships you once leaned on now feel wobbly. Finances that felt predictable suddenly have gaps and delays. Your sleep, light, interrupted, like your mind is still sprinting at 3 a.m. Your emotions, high peaks and low dips, like weather that can't decide its season. Appetite, swinging from no hunger to craving what once numbed you. Motivation, dragging some days like your feet are in mud. Confidence, flickering like a lamp with a loose connection. Spiritual consistency, waves of clarity followed by fog. Devotion followed by distraction. Hear me, these are tremors in the foundation, not signs of a collapsing destiny. They are places I am touching, strengthening, and realigning so they can bear more weight. I am not careless with the ones I love. I measure the pressure, I time the presses, I brace what I intend to build. I am bringing a holy pressure to the load-bearing parts of your life, and holy pressure is not cruelty. Holy pressure is preparation. Capacity doesn't expand in comfort, it expands under intentional stretch. Ask any builder. Before a beam can carry more, it is tested. Before concrete is trusted, it is cured. There is a cure time to your becoming. You want to run on a slab that is still wet. I am asking you to let it set. Stillness is not stagnation in this moment. It is strengthening. You're already whispering, but why here, God? Why this? Because these were the hairline cracks that could not follow you into what you prayed for. People-pleasing is a crack. It makes you build rooms for opinions that will not live there when the weather turns. Fear is a crack. It makes you split the house. One half safety, one half calling, so neither side ever feels like home. Hidden compromise is a crack. It grins and nods during construction, but groans when the first storm comes. Unmanaged wounds are cracks. They leak strength one slow drip at a time until the floor beneath you sags. I am not exposing these to embarrass you. I am addressing them to protect you. I am reinforcing you because you asked me for a life that holds under glory, not just under good days. So let me speak to the noise you hate. The grinding, that's me sanding away what splinters you. The hammering, that's me driving nails into new frames that will not shift when the wind rises. The scaffolding around your routines, that's me giving you structure while the core cures. The tarps over parts of your heart, that's me shielding tender work from weather. If people do not understand why you're less available right now, bless them. But do not apologize for construction noises. This is sacred work. You are not falling apart. You are being built to last. I know part of you misses the quick fixes, the paint overwrought, the decoration to hide the crack. But you asked me for real. Real requires excavation. It requires pulling up old flooring and discovering the places where termites, fear, flattery, shame ate what should have braced you. Excavation looks messy. It sounds like loss. It feels like naked studs and exposed wires. But hear me, that's not ruin, that's honesty. Honesty is the beginning of holiness. I will not leave you stripped. I am bringing in the new beams of truth, new joists of integrity, new columns of courage, new anchors of wisdom. I am sealing leaks with peace. I am caulking gaps with patience. I am installing windows that face the light so less grows in the dark. Here is where you partner with me. Stop calling every tremor a failure. Start calling it a fitting. When a relationship trembles because you finally drew a boundary, don't panic. That's a crooked beam being straightened. When finances shake because you stopped numbing with purchases and started stewarding, don't interpret the quiet as lack. That's a budget becoming a backbone. When sleep goes strange as your mind detoxes from rush, don't medicate away all silence. That's your nervous system learning my pace. When emotions swing wide while grief surfaces, don't suffocate the cry. That's old pressure leaving so new breath can enter. When appetite surges for old comforts, recognize it as the alarm of an emptied room. Fill it with my presence, not with what used to sedate you. When motivation dips, don't shame yourself. Reach for simple faithfulness, small steps, same time, same yes. When confidence flickers, put your hand over your heart and borrow mine. When spiritual consistency wobbles, return to the altar you know, not the novelty you crave. I am the one who said you cannot put new wine into old skins without loss. I am giving you new capacity. New skin stretches. It feels tight before it feels natural. That tightness is not a warning to retreat. It is a signal that you are holding more. The formwork around concrete looks restrictive, but it gives shape while strength develops. The routines I am asking of you, the early quiet, the wise counsel, the limits on what you consume, the guardrails around your phone, the Sabbath you keep even when productivity screams. These are forms, not cages. They are how new strength takes shape. Now breathe with me, slowly in and out. Place your hand over your heart if you can. Say it with me out loud, even if it's a whisper. I am not collapsing, I am being rebuilt. Again, I am not collapsing, I am being rebuilt. Let that line settle into the places that have been bracing for bad news. Let it replace the chant of doom that tried to move in. When fear argues, answer it with this. I am under construction by the one who never abandons what he designs. When shame tries to narrate, answer it with this. I am being reinforced by love, not punished by loss. Listen to me, chosen one. I am present on the site. I walk the perimeter at night. I check the lines at dawn. I am not a distant inspector coming at the end to issue a report. I am the master builder with my sleeves rolled up, my hands on the level, my eye on the plumb line. I will not let this go crooked. I will not let this cure too fast or too slow. I will not let a storm damage what is still tender. When you hear the wind, hide in me. I am the tarp and the shelter. When you feel the ache, remember, ache is what muscles feel when they grow. When you see the empty space where a wall used to be, don't mourn the missing. Bless the opening. Some rooms needed knocking through so the light could travel farther. And when doubt tries to say, this must be payback, correct it with truth. This is not abandonment. This is architecture. This is not destruction. This is construction. This is not rejection. This is refining. You are not losing your life. You are gaining a life that can hold what I am giving you. Keep your shoulders dropped. Keep your breath steady. Keep that line ready on your lips. I am not collapsing. I am being rebuilt. Because what feels like collapse is me strengthening what must hold your next season, and I will finish what I start. Listen to me now. We have named the pressure and we have named the process. Now I am going to name the stakes. You keep taking inventory of what this is costing you, your sleep, your energy, your plans, but you have not yet seen what this is purchasing for others. My child, the intensity is not random because your impact will not be small. Your life is not just about you. The warfare is loud because your future will free other people quietly. I want you to feel this in your bones. Your obedience has a neighborhood. Your yes has an address it will move into. Homes you have never stepped inside. Hearts you have never met. Battles you will not even know you ended because you learned to stand where others sat down. Darkness calculates return on investment. It spends noise where silence would turn into liberation. It throws storms at people who unknowingly hold umbrellas for cities. That is why you feel singled out. You are. Let me lay a pattern you know across your own life so you stop misreading what this is. There was a young man who carried dreams in his spirit, dreams he did not fully understand, dreams that made other people uncomfortable. He was sold, slandered, and sentenced. He moved from a favored room to a foreign pit, from a faithful house to a false accusation, from competency to confinement. It looked like delay, it felt like waste. But prison was a classroom where he learned administration, where he learned restraint, where he learned to keep his gift without demanding a stage. And then a day came, a single day, when the preparation no one applauded became provision everyone needed. In one turn, he went from interpreting pain in a cell to interpreting a nation's future, and his stewardship fed families who didn't know his name. Remember this pattern. Imprisonment seasons are often preparation seasons for provision seasons, not punishment before a promise, formation before a famine. You're asking, but why does it feel like this fights my bloodline? Because it does. This is what generational interruption feels like. When someone in a family line puts a hand on the breaker and says, no more. No more addiction, no more rage, no more silence, no more poverty of soul, no more absence dressed as stoicism. The darkness throws its last surge. Lights can flicker hardest right before power resets. The pressure spikes at the threshold because thresholds are where legacies change course. Do not misinterpret the surge as a sign to step back. It is evidence your hand is on the right switch. I am going to read your mail because I want you to see how your quiet yes threatens loud darkness. There is an intercessor in you. You've been waking at odd hours with names on your heart, pulled to pray for people who never asked and don't know. That's not sentiment, that's assignment. Hell hates it because intercession disarms what would have detonated later. There is leadership in you, not the platform kind, the shepherd kind that turns anxiety into order and chaos into calm. There is a restored marriage coming into alignment, not glossy, not pretending, but honest and rebuilt on honor, and its health will break scorn in your kids' vocabulary. There is sobriety in you, not just to clear your head, but to end funerals that should have never been. There is ministry forming, maybe no pulpit, but tables in living rooms, where my word will settle over people like warm bread. There is mentorship in you for sons and daughters who were never taught how to stand. There is creativity in you, a song, a design, a book, a solution that will stitch people's hope back together without your face ever being known. There is integrity in business in you, the decision to do it right when quick money said do it wrong, and whole families will eat steady because you refused to cheat. These are quiet callings that threaten darkness. They do not need a microphone, they need a life. That life is yours. Here's what most people miss. The enemy peaks his volume when you are closest to clarity, most regular in discipline, and most consistent in the small obediences nobody applauds. Thieves come in the last watch of the night, when the crew is tired and the concrete is nearly set. He rushes you at day 29 of a 30-day reset. He offers old options the week your mind finally feels clean. He sends a familiar voice the night before the boundary conversation you've been praying for courage to have. He stirs old appetites right when your body is beginning to heal and your brain is learning new pathways. He schedules misunderstandings the morning of the meeting that would advance your assignment. He doesn't waste his best shot on wandering hearts. He spends it on focused ones. Do not be surprised by the timing. Be stubborn with your yes. I need you to expand your vision beyond your mirror. Your life is a hinge. Doors swing on hinges quietly, but entire rooms open or close because of them. Your yes is a key. Keys make no speeches, they simply turn, and doors obey. Your yes is a seed. Seeds do not sound like much when they disappear into soil, but generations eat shade and fruit because someone buried what they could have kept. This is why I have been jealous over your boundaries and steady over your formwork. You are carrying people inside your decisions. Let me get even more specific. You thought getting sober was so you wouldn't feel sick in the morning. I see your grandchildren learning joy instead of managing chaos. You thought guarding your eyes was about personal holiness. I see freedom from secret shame, so your counsel holds authority when you tell a friend you can be free. You thought choosing counseling was about surviving your own history. I see a niece watching you say yes to healing and rewriting what strong looks like for the women after you. You thought staying in covenant and doing the slow work was about not quitting. I see sons who inherit the language of honor. You thought tithing and integrity in deals was a nice idea. I see employees who never have to wonder if they'll be paid on time because their boss fears God more than he fears margins. Do you see it now? You are ending things you never started and starting things you will never see the end of. That is why the pressure hates you. And listen to me, I am not asking you to carry the world. I am asking you to carry your yes. The weight that exhausts you is every hypothetical you stacked on top of the one obedience I asked for today. Bring it back to size. One prayer for the one name I put on your heart. One honest conversation you've delayed. One refusal of the familiar shortcut. One page written. One meeting handled with integrity. One day sober. One meal at the table where laughter returns. One email sent to reconcile what you can. Small yeses under my hand turn into quiet freedoms under their roofs. I also want you to recognize how I have been staging reinforcement around you because of this assignment. I placed you near a voice that challenged your drift. I closed a door that would have paid well and cost you your peace. I pulled a mentor into orbit who loves your future more than your comfort. I have been training your appetite, reducing your tolerance for what numbed you, increasing your hunger for what forms you. This is because I intend you to be steady when the famine others feel arrives at their doorstep. When the phone rings, can you pray? I want you ready. When a younger one texts, how did you stop? I want your answer honest, tested, and transferable. When a partner eyes a shortcut, I want your no to be grounded in more than fear. It will be grounded in me. So here is my charge. Chosen one, hold your line because you are holding theirs too. Do not despise your hidden place. It is training you for quiet deliverance. Do not envy noise. It is often evidence of emptiness. Stay with the disciplines that made you clear. Keep your mornings simple and your evenings protected. Guard your words when you are tired. Tired mouths write agreements I did not author. If you fall, get up fast, not just for you, for the ones your future feeds. If you are misunderstood for a season because you chose integrity, let me be your vindication. Accuracy over applause, assignment over attention. And let me settle this in you with a father's certainty. You were born for more than self-preservation. You were born to be a sign that I interrupt bloodlines and shepherd families into wholeness. I chose you to be a quiet deliverer. One hand on heaven, one hand on those I love, heart anchored in me. The warfare is loud because your future will free other people quietly. Let that sentence sit in your chest and calm the panic. You are not drowning, you are learning how to breathe under the pressure of purpose. I am with you in the forming, and I am with you in the feeding. Keep walking. Keep your yes. You are nearer than you know. And I will finish what I started in you, and for the many who will never know. They were saved by your obedience. Listen to me. Stay right here with me. Shoulders down. Breathe slow. We have named why the noise rose. Now I am going to name what the noise is doing. This isn't a random scuffle in the dark. This is the ancient pattern I use on people I trust. Wilderness, wrestling, renaming. I am not fighting you. I am forming you. I am not trying to make you lose. I am making sure you never live small again. There was a night long ago when a man you know by story found himself alone on the far side of a river. The camp slept. The noise was gone. All his old strategies, manipulating outcomes, outrunning consequences, currying favor, had led him right into stillness he could not bargain with. And then I came to him, not as a lecturer, but as a wrestler. We struggled in the night. It looked like opposition. It felt like resistance. But it was intimacy in a language he could finally feel. I did not come to crush him. I came to extract the false from the true. He clung. He would not let go. He demanded blessing, and I demanded truth. What is your name? I made him say out loud the label he had worn. Grabber, striver, the one who always angles. And when the confession hit the air, I put my hand on the joint that powered his running. One touch, and he could not sprint the way he used to. Dawn broke. The old name broke. He rose with a limp, and he was not who he had been. He walked out not as the boy who hustled for favor, but as a man whose name echoed a nation. Wrestling was not punishment, it was promotion. The limp was not shame, it was evidence that he had been with me and would lean on me. This is where you are, my child. The limbs of your life that once powered control. Your need to predict, to please, to preempt pain are under my hand. You feel me resisting the old moves. You reach for rush, and I slow you. You reach for numbing, and it no longer works. You reach for applause, and it tastes like ash. You are not broken. You are being refit for dependence. I refuse to let you stay small, tilted towards securing scraps with skill. You asked me for a real name. Real names are received, not performed for. So yes, I am wrestling. Not to exhaust you, but to extract what cannot carry the weight of what comes next. Listen to what wrestling produces when you stay. Endurance that isn't gritted teeth, but settled breath. You will discover that you can remain present in discomfort without agreeing with despair. Discernment that separates my voice from the accuser's hiss. You will learn how the enemy flatters first, then frightens, how he rushes, then shames, and you will stop being gullible to both. Spiritual authority that does not shout but carries weight. Those who have wrestled with me do not need to be loud. Rooms adjust when they speak because they carry the quiet of dawn in their words, and you will gain a new relationship with dependence. The part of you that used to sprint into every room announcing solutions will learn to walk with a staff, pace set by me. It will feel like you are slower for a time. You are not slower, you are steadier. You will be the one who doesn't confuse motion with progress, noise with power, crowds with fruit. And here is what gets renamed in this night. The whispers that have narrated your sleep will meet me face to face. I am too much. No, your passion was mismanaged by pain, but I am reassigning it as fire for intercession and courage. I am not enough. No, you were never designed to be your own supply. You are my chosen, and I am your enough. I am always rejected. No, you are accepted in my heart and selected for this assignment. I am behind. No, you are right on time for what I'm building. I do not measure you by the rush of your peers. I am cursed. No, what chased your parents stops at you. Your name is interruption and inheritance. I am unsafe. No, your refuge is not a person, not a paycheck, not a platform. Your refuge is me, and I am not brittle. I am a problem. No, you are a carrier of solutions because you carry me. I am the strong one who can't need. No, you are humble strength, the kind that asks for help and teaches others to live honest. I am peeling off stickers someone else slapped on your soul. You will come out holding your real name, the name heaven wrote over you before the earth had a morning. And listen to me carefully now. Surrender here is not passivity, it is precision. Stop trying to win by control. Control is the choreography of fear. Yielding is the choreography of faith. You do not conquer this night by tightening every muscle. You conquer by consecration, by setting yourself apart to me in the places you used to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Bring me your timelines and lay them on the ground. Bring me your compulsions and let me put my hand on them. Bring me your tongue, say less, pray more. Bring me your appetite, let it serve covenant, not craving. Bring me your calendar, make room for quiet where I can speak without competition. Bring me your need to explain yourself. Let me be your vindication. When you feel the urgency to fix, practice the opposite. Kneel, breathe, say, name me Lord. Touch what makes me run. I will not let go until this is blessed. But I need you to hear me. Do not confuse yielding with yawning. This is not a call to drift. It is a call to focused obedience. In the wilderness, my son did not negotiate with the voice that promised shortcuts. He answered with truth, and he kept his hunger pointed at me. In caves, a king refused to seize power his way. He waited for my hand to lift him. In prisons, a dreamer kept serving faithfully until his gift became a doorway for many. The ones I rename do not lay on the ground hoping destiny falls on them. They do small obediences with large hearts. One page written, one fence mended, one no to the familiar gate back into bondage, one yes to the unglamorous habit that keeps you clear. Yielded does not mean inactive. It means the engine under every action now runs on my fuel. Here's what most people miss about wrestling. I am opposing in you what would oppose you later. I am drawing out bargains you made with fear, agreements you signed under duress, the self-story you tell to stay safe in rooms I intend you to lead. I am not angry with you, I am jealous for you. I love you enough to put my hand on your strongest muscle so your heart learns its true strength. I love you enough to meet you at midnight and not let you sleep through your naming. And yes, it is tiring. Night wrestling always is. But dawn is coming, and with it, a clarity that will quiet the inner courtroom that has kept you from resting, even when your body is still. I know part of you is already bracing. What if I'm never the same? You won't be. That's the point. You will be truer. You will stand without the performance layer that made you exhausted at every gathering. You will pray without pretending. You will stop auditioning for rooms and begin stewarding rooms. You will lead your home with tenderness instead of tone. You will forgive more quickly because the limb you used to leverage bitterness is now leaning on me. People will say, there's a calm on you I can't explain. That calm will be the authority that comes from a touched hip and a new name. So take my hand. Right now, if you can, open your palms. Say this with me, even if your voice trembles. I yield my control. I yield my labels. I yield my rush. Rename me, and I will live by the name you give. Keep that prayer simple and steady. Each time the urge to hustle back to the old performance rises, return to this. I don't win by grasping. I win by holding on to you. I don't win by perfecting. I win by presenting myself a living yes, set apart, available. And as you walk out of this night, do not despise the limp. It will teach your pace. It will make you gentle with other wrestlers who are still in their nights. It will keep you from running past the hurting because you will remember how it felt to be held by a love that would not let go. The wilderness is not empty when I am there. The wrestling is not cruelty when I am in it. The renaming is not a loss when it is my voice doing the naming. This season is not me opposing you. It is me renaming you for what's next. Walk with me into the dawn, chosen one. I will not let you go, and I will not let you stay small. Listen to me now. We are not going to flail in the dark anymore. You have wrestled. You are learning your new name. And now I'm going to hand you a simple tool. The pressure point is not random. It's a prophetic clue. Where it presses hardest is where I am growing you fastest. Where it screams is where your calling carries weight. Thieves don't knock on empty houses, my child. They go where the valuables are. So we are going to walk room by room and name the safe the enemy keeps circling. Start with this diagnostic. Be honest and specific. Where is the pressure clustering right now? Your peace, constant agitation, intrusive what-ifs, a racing mind that will not quiet. Your identity, old labels resurfacing, comparisons stalking you, a sudden urge to perform again. Your purity, temptations you thought were dead trying to yank you back into secrecy. Your consistency, good habits cracking, routines unraveling right when they were beginning to bear fruit. Your relationships, misunderstandings multiplied, random coldness, sudden offense where there used to be ease. Your finances, unexpected drains, fear of lack that paralyzes generosity or pushes you toward shortcuts. Your prayer life, heavy eyelids, wandering thoughts, a fog the moment you try to speak with me. Mark the room. Do not be vague. Vague prayers keep battles vague. Precision is power. Let me expose the common theft targets because you've been calling some of these normal when they're not. Sleep. If the enemy can break your rest, he can dull your discernment. Night after night of scrolling yourself numb, waking with grit in your spirit and sand in your eyes, and you wonder why simple decisions feel heavy. Time stolen in small slices, 10 minutes here, 20 there, a whole hour dissolved into trivialities, and then you tell yourself there's no time to pray or plan. Isolation, slow drift away from steady voices. You start canceling, stop answering, convince yourself you're protecting your peace when really you're starving your courage. Shame, the oldest muzzle, one stumble and a chorus rises. See, nothing has changed. That whisper doesn't just want you guilty, it wants you silent, testimony sealed, help refused. Here's what most people miss. The enemy rarely comes head-on to the thing he fears most. He comes sideways through counterfeit relief, scrolling that promises just a few minutes and steals your night. Overeating that says comfort and leaves you foggy and regretful. Rage that feels like strength but isolates you from the very people who would hold you steady. Lust that advertises escape but rents your attention out to emptiness. Impulsive spending that delivers a dopamine spark and births financial anxiety that chokes your generosity. These aren't random lapses. They are a cycle designed to leak the oil I'm pouring. Don't condemn yourself. Name the pattern. Counterfeit relief increases long-term pressure. So hear me. Reframe the hit as information. Pressure is data. It's a map pin. Where it hits is where you're called. Where it screams is where you're about to grow. If your peace is under siege, you are called to be a thermostat in rooms, not a thermometer. You carry atmosphere. If identity is being pried at, I am strengthening your voice to speak to others who've lived under labels. If purity is hard fought, it's because your future requires clean sight and clean hands to handle holy things and heal hidden wounds. If consistency is contested, you are a builder whose future fruit will depend on rhythms others will learn from you. If relationships are strained, you are a reconciler. Your home will be a pattern that teaches repair. If finances are attacked, I am forming a steward. Your yes will fund peace for households beyond your own. If prayer feels like wading through mud, it's because you are an intercessor. Your words move more than you can see. Let's put language in your mouth so you stop narrating this as collapse. Say this: this isn't me falling apart. This is resistance revealing my next step. Say it again. Put it where your mind wants to spiral. When the thought comes, "I can't focus," answer, "Focus is being formed." When the whisper hisses, "You're slipping," answer, "I'm being strengthened at my assignment." When the night gets loud, say, "My calling must be loud enough to threaten darkness." Now, strategy. I am going to be very practical with you because love gives handles. If sleep is the target, then we treat bedtime like an altar. Screens down earlier than is comfortable. Speak peace aloud over your room. Ask me to stand watch and give you needed dreams and needed oblivion. Keep a pen by your bed. If your mind spins, dump it on paper and hand it to me. If time is leaking, then do time on purpose. First 10 belong to me. Before you open the world, open your heart. Put one undistracted block on your calendar labeled assignment and guard it like a doorway. If isolation is creeping, break it with one call, one text, one table. Tell a safe voice, "I'm tempted to disappear, don't let me." If shame is tightening, expose it to mercy. Confess fast to a trusted one. Pray out loud the truth of who I say you are. Shame loses volume in light. If purity is the place of war, we do not negotiate with the gate. Remove the access. Replace the impulse with presence. Scripture on your lips. Worship in your environment. A walk outside with me when the urge surges. If consistency is cracking, lower the bar and keep the streak. 5 honest minutes are better than 0 perfect hours. Celebrate small faithfulness. Momentum is holy. If relationships are fraying, pause your reactions. Write your words before you say them. Ask me for tone and timing. Choose repair over being right. If finances are rattled, tithe and budget by conviction, not by anxiety. Name every dollar a servant. Tell it where to go. Integrity will feel costly in the moment and will pay peace back with interest. If your prayer life feels dull, simplify. Short, frequent touches. Whisper my name in the kitchen. Set anchors in your day where your heart turns toward me for 60 seconds. You're not earning access. You're practicing awareness. Let me be blunt with you because I love you. Stop making agreements with despair by calling your assignment just my personality or just my weakness. That is not humility. That is surrendering ground I paid for. When you feel the familiar urge to reach for counterfeit relief, pause and narrate the moment. This is an old door to an old room. I am not going in. Put your body on your own side. Drink water. Step into air. Reset your eyes to distance. Kneel. Your physiology is not your enemy. It can be turned into an ally when you submit it to me. And listen, the pressure is not proof you're failing. It is proof you're forming. The blueprints of your life show load-bearing walls, and the blows are landing there because those walls will carry others. You asked me to use you. I am. So we will not waste the clue. Name the point. Guard the point. Grow at the point. When you stumble, repent fast and get back in rhythm. No long prodigal speeches to yourself. No theatrics, just a steady return. I belong to Jesus. My yes stands. My peace is protected. My purity has purpose. My consistency is construction. My relationships are covenants worth repair. My finances are tools for the kingdom. My prayer is a pipeline. Even when I feel nothing, heaven hears. Breathe, chosen one. Shoulders down. The map is clearer than you think. Your heaviest pressure often marks your highest calling. So when the spike comes, you will not panic. You will diagnose. You will say, "This isn't me falling apart. This is resistance revealing my next step." And then you will take that step. with me. Not in a rush, not in a performance, but in the quiet authority of someone who knows where the battle is and knows who wins. I am with you in the naming, and I am with you in the guarding. Keep your eyes on me. We are turning pressure into prophecy, and prophecy into practice. Listen to me very carefully now. Put your hands down. I mean it. Put them down. You've been running from room to room in your soul, catching falling plates, trying to keep everything spinning so no one is disappointed, so no disaster comes, so no silence accuses you of failure. But I did not call you to be a circus for other people's chaos. I am the one who holds all things together. You are not. Some of what is dropping right now is not the enemy stealing. It is me separating you from survival mode. Stop catching what I am letting fall. I see you, my child. I saw the night you sat upright in your bed, with panic thudding through your chest, whispering, "If I let go, it will all crash." I counted the tears you tried to hide even from yourself. I watched you try to pray and only manage a cry. I was there when you smiled in rooms and then folded up in the bathroom with your back against the door. Nothing in you is hidden from me. Not your bravery, not your exhaustion, not your secret vow that said, "I'll be the one who holds it together." You made that vow to survive. I honored your will to live. But now I am calling you out of the old choreography. Survival got you here. Surrender will take you on. So we're going to name the plates you've been catching, because I love you too much to let you keep pretending this is random. Toxic loyalty, the kind that asks you to keep quiet about harm to protect an image. Let it fall. Secret sin, the hidden door you keep cracked just in case you need escape. Let it fall. Draining conversations, the calls that end with you empty and them unchanged. Cycling the same crisis without willingness to grow. Let it fall. Over-functioning, the way you do 3 people's jobs so no one ever has to be uncomfortable, including you. Let it fall. Rescuing adults, the pattern of stepping in where you are not asked by me. Shielding grown hearts from consequences I intend to teach them courage. Let it fall. Proving yourself to people who only clap when your exhaustion benefits them. Jumping higher, performing harder for an approval that never deposits peace. Let it fall. Agreements with shame, the inner script that says, if they really knew me, they would leave. So you hustle to be lovable while hiding the very places I long to heal. Let it fall. Hear my voice. That's not abandonment, that's architecture. You can't pour new concrete on top of old cracked concrete. I am not tearing you down, I am clearing the site. That's not destruction, that's construction. That's not taking from you. That's removing what would break you later. You asked me to expand your capacity, to carry more of my heart, to build what blesses many. New wine cannot live in old skins that burst under pressure. So I am putting yellow tape around certain patterns, and when you reach for them, you will feel my hand gently but firmly say, "Not anymore. Do not fight me there. Breathe and drop the plate." But I will not gaslight your heart. Letting go hurts. This is holy grief. Grief is holy when you bring it to me. You invested years, phone calls, prayers, money, miles, explanations. Your very body, you attached hope and memory to these plates. So of course, there is pain when you do not catch them. Pain does not mean you made a mistake. Pain means it mattered. Bring me the ache. Cry without apology. Say, I loved, I tried, I wanted it to last. I received that. I weep with you. I do not minimize your losses. I sit with you among the shards. But then when the wave passes, listen to me. Lift your eyes to the space that just opened. Space is not punishment, it is provision. Empty shelves make room for what can actually hold the future. Let me be blunt because I am protecting you. Control is not compassion. Hypervigilance is not discernment. Anxiety is not intercession. The approval of people who feast on your overextension is not blessing, and your habit of pre-forgiving bad behavior to avoid conflict is not mercy. It is fear in a church dress. I am peeling that sticker off. You will not carry reputations I never assigned to you. You will not be the hero in stories where I am the only savior. You will not sign your body, your time, your money, your peace over to dysfunction and call it love. Love tells the truth and trusts me with fallout. So here is your permission slip. Release the illusion of control. Choose trust over hypervigilance. Choose obedience over approval. When you feel that twitch to check, to monitor, to anticipate everyone's needs before they even speak, pause and put your palms open. Say, I am not the keeper of the universe. I am the keeper of my yes. If I tell you to call, call. If I tell you to step back, step back. If I tell you to say no, say no. Even if your no earns silence from people addicted to your yes. Your no in obedience is worship. Your boundary is a bridge to health, not a wall against love. Let's get practical, because love gives handles. The number you only answer out of dread. Mute it while we reset. The thread where chaos swirls and your peace bleeds out. Leave it for a time and talk to me instead. The hidden stash on your phone, the account, the app that becomes a tunnel into shadow when you're tired. Remove the access. Bring it into the light with someone safe. The calendar filled with obligations that exploit you. Return the keys you borrowed to feel important. The just one more month codependence that keeps you both from growing? Name it and step back. I will meet you in the tremble that follows. I am not interested in public appearances that leave you spiritually anemic. I am after wholeness that can carry weight. What most people miss is that keeping broken plates spinning seems cheaper now, but the bill comes due later with interest. Spinning costs your sleep, your focus, your joy, your tenderness with your own family, your capacity to hear me. Letting them fall costs you tears, maybe awkward conversations, maybe being misunderstood for a while. But it buys you a future. It buys you clean sight. It buys you a home where laughter returns. It buys you energy you can spend on the assignment I am trusting you with. It buys you integrity that can stand in storms. It buys you time to be human with me, to eat, to rest, to laugh, to love back without fear that love equals captivity. I am not ashamed of your story. I am not embarrassed by your stumbles. I am not rolling my eyes that you held too much for too long. I honored your fight when it was all you knew. But now, chosen one, I am upgrading your strategy. A farmer does not weep over chaff when the wind does its work. He knows the grain is what he keeps. A jeweler does not mourn the dirt he washes from a diamond. He smiles at the brilliance revealed. A captain in a storm throws cargo overboard to save lives. Later, the ship brings home something more valuable than freight: testimony. Let it fall so you can live. And listen, some of what is falling are your own performances. The version of you who always has the answer, always makes it look easy, never needs, never asks. That persona is heavy and brittle. It is not your skin, it is a sticker. I am peeling it off. You will be more honest now. You will ask for help without shame. You will admit when you are tired, and you will rest before collapse. You will disappoint the idol of being everything for everyone, and you will delight my heart by being fully mine. Right here, where your hands want to rise again and rescue, stay with me. Shoulders down, breathe, whisper this with me. I release what you are removing. I refuse to call captivity love. I choose trust over control, obedience over approval. I will not catch what you let fall. Good. Again, feel the tremble. That is the old system losing power. That is fear loosening its grip. That is the plate cracking on the ground while you remain standing. Shaken maybe, but with clear eyes and empty hands, ready to receive. I promise you this, I will not leave you empty. I never clear a room to abandon it. I clear a room to furnish it with what fits. Peace will come where panic sat. Wise counsel will come where noise shouted. Clean habits will grow where compulsion used to rule. Relationships that repair instead of drain will find you. The space you make with your no will be filled with my yes. And the weight you were never meant to carry will roll off, not in a single dramatic moment perhaps, but in a steady unburdening you can feel in your very body. Stop catching falling plates, my child. Let me remove what cannot go with you. This is not punishment, this is protection. This is not loss, it is prevention of a future breaking. This is not me taking from you. It is me making sure the foundations I am laying in you will not crack under the glory I am about to place on your life. Keep your eyes on me, hands open, heart steady. We are not done building, we are beginning to build right. Listen to me carefully now. The plates have fallen, the site is being cleared, and tonight I am putting a guard at your gate. When the night gets loud, you do not push harder, you practice protection and presence. Sit, shoulders down, put both feet on the floor. Breathe in slowly, count it, hold. Exhale longer than you inhaled. Do it again. Your breath is not a small thing. I gave it to tether your body back to peace when your thoughts sprint. Now speak my name, not as a spell, but as a surrender. Jesus, whisper it again. Then pray simply, not with performance, not with perfect words. Jesus, I belong to you. Cover this house, cover my mind, cover my night. I hear simple prayers like thunder. Next, submit before you resist. Give me your yes in the place where fear tries to bargain. Say it out loud so your own ears hear your allegiance. I submit to you, Lord. Then resist what does not come from me. You don't need a speech. A firm no will do. No, you may not have my mind tonight. No, you may not rehearse shame here. Do not negotiate with what mocks your peace. Do not pet what is trying to devour you. Stand in what I have already won, and watch how quickly counterfeit power deflates when it is not entertained. Now we take your thoughts captive. When a thought storms in and announces catastrophe, don't let it sit on your couch and drink your courage. Ask it, who sent you? If it cannot pass the test of my voice, steady, truthful, peace-bearing, then escort it out. Replace it with truth. Put truth on your lips, even if your feelings are lagging behind. I am not abandoned. I am being built. I am not late. I am being led. I am not unprotected. My peace is standing guard over my heart and mind tonight. Picture my peace as a sentry at your doorway. Shoulders broad, eyes bright, not sleeping, not blinking. Let that image sit with you. It is more real than the fear swirling like fog. Refuse panic decisions. Hear me, no covenants at midnight. Do not text your ex when fear gets loud. Do not quit your assignment because anxiety wrote you a script in the dark. Do not empty your account to soothe a feeling that will pass. The night is a poor counselor. Promise me this, you will wait until morning counsel, until peace is back in the room, until a wise voice can weigh this with you. Powering through at 2 a.m. is how people sign long-term agreements with short-term storms. We will not do that anymore. Set boundaries like you mean to live. Reduce access to what dogs your peace. Mute the thread that spikes your heart rate. Unfollow the profile that keeps handing you comparison like candy. End the conversation that always spirals into gossip, rage, or despair. Say, I love you, I'm not going there, and step back. Stop revisiting old doors that open to the same empty room. You know where they are. Late night links, old numbers, the memory box you open to punish yourself. We are not walking in circles tonight. We are building a straight path. Make a prayer routine the bones of your day, a morning altar, a midday turning, an evening release. It doesn't have to be long to be real. Morning, here I am. Midday, Still yours. Night, I give it back. Replace fear rituals with faith rituals. If your habit is doom scrolling under the covers until your eyes ache, change the soundtrack. Fill your home with worship, 3 songs on repeat, while you wash dishes, while you fold clothes. Fear loosens when the room is full of the right sound. Open my word not as a test, but as a lamp. Pick a reading plan so small your excuses can't outrun it. 10 verses in the Gospels, a psalm when your chest is tight, the stories of the ones who wrestled and were renamed. Journal not to perform, but to unload. Write 2 things you are thankful for and the 1 thing you're tempted to carry alone. Then draw an arrow and write, yours. Consider a fast not as punishment, but as pruning. Fast from what feeds your anxiety, the endless news cycle, the caffeine that shakes your hands at dusk, the person's page that stirs envy, the show that reopens shame. Starve the noise, feed the spirit. Consecrate your space, walk your rooms and bless them out loud. This doorway is for peace. This table is for laughter. These walls are for truth. This bed is for rest without fear. Lay your hand on the inside of your front door and tell it, welcome in, Holy Spirit. No intruder spirits of fear. Take oil if you have it, water if you don't, and mark your thresholds as mine. Not superstition, but symbolism that your heart understands. Light drives out darkness by being light. Engage your body on your side. Drink water when your thoughts race. Step into the night air for 5 minutes and look at something far away. Let your eyes rest on distance so your mind remembers perspective. Stretch the fear out of your shoulders. Kneel not because I am far, but because humility unclenches control. Your physiology is not an enemy to subdue. It is a partner I designed. When you submit it to me, it becomes a pathway for peace. Call in covering. Isolation is a trap door. Don't fall through it. Tell one safe believer what you're facing. Text them, pray for me now. Do not apologize for needing prayer. It is not a burden to the family you belong to. Get counsel when a pattern won't break. Sit with a seasoned voice who will tell you truth and hold you to it. When you feel the urge to disappear, that is your cue to appear, to show up in the gathering, to take your place, to be seen. Community is not a luxury in war, it is armor. Keep your tools simple and within reach. A verse on your mirror, a worship playlist preloaded, a small notebook by your bed, a list of 3 people you can message when temptation surges, a financial plan you created when your mind was clear so anxiety doesn't spend what peace must steward, a Sabbath rhythm, even if it's only a few quiet hours, where you cease from proving and remember you are provided for. This is not legalism, this is love giving you structure so your soul can breathe. Listen to me. The enemy loves chaos, haste, and secrecy, so we will practice the opposites: order, patience, and light. Order that says, my time and attention belong to God first. Patience that refuses to sprint into decisions birthed by dread. Light that drags the creeping thing into the open until it withers. Submit, resist, replace, refuse. These are not complicated words, but they will keep you when night roars. And when you stumble, and you will, because humans learning new rhythms sometimes trip, return quickly. Don't disappear into self-punishment. Don't make speeches to me about how you'll do better. Just come back. Father, I'm here. That's how doors close. That's how peace returns. That's how shame loses its name in your mouth. You have wondered, is this just me being weak? No, this is you being wise. Warriors don't win by clenching their teeth. They win by trusting their training. This is your training, not powering through, practicing protection and presence. You will lay your head down tonight knowing you have set guards. You have filled your house with the right sound. You have told one person. You have refused panic's pen. And my peace, the peace I give, not as the world gives, will stand at your door and at your mind. When the night gets loud, you will not match its volume. You will deepen your stillness. And in the morning, you will wake, not untouched by battle, but unowned by it, aware that I was there all along, nearer than your breath, stronger than the storm, teaching your hands how to hold peace, and your heart how to keep it. Stay with me, chosen one. Practice what I've handed you. This is how we walk through pressure and come out with presence. Stay with me now. Don't flinch because it grew quiet after the storm. The noise died down, and part of you whispered, "Did I miss it? Did heaven hang up?" I hear the ache under that question. The days feel the same. The prayers feel like they ricochet off the ceiling and land back in your lap. You look at the calendar and it looks at you back, unchanged. I see you counting small signs and then shaming yourself for hoping. I'm not scolding your hope. I'm strengthening it. Listen to me. Silence is not absence. Stillness is not indifference. This quiet is not punishment. It is protection for what is forming beneath the surface. Seeds do not sprout in spotlights. They go underground, into dark soil, into pressure and hushed places where roots spread wide and deep. Roots are greedy in the best way. They drink in what they need without applause. They aren't pretty for pictures, but they are how trees survive storms. What I am doing in you right now is root work. It's dark on purpose, it's quiet on purpose. That's why it's going to last. Think about foundations again. You can pour new concrete, you can smooth it perfectly, but if you rush to build on it before it cures, everything cracks later. So there is a holy weight built into wise architecture. I am curing you. I am letting strength set into you, down to the places no one sees. That's not delay, that's durability. The unseen work of God is often loud in the spirit and quiet in your circumstances. Stay steady. But here's what most people miss. The pressure almost always spikes right before a shift. Not because I am fickle, because the adversary cannot cancel my promise. Only try to exhaust the carrier. If he can't steal what's coming, he will try to drain your stamina so you drop what you're carrying hours before the handoff. That's why there's a last-mile warfare. That's why temptation suddenly looks old and easy again. That's why the inbox holds distractions in a costume of urgency. That's why your body feels restless at night without clear reason. He doesn't need you to sin spectacularly. He wants you to surrender your post quietly. Don't hold your line. You are not late. You are being led. You are not disqualified. You are being purified. You are not forgotten. You are being fortified. You are not stuck. I am setting you. Read that again with me, slowly, so your nervous system hears it. Not late, led, not disqualified, purified, not forgotten, fortified, not stuck, set. Identity first, timing second. When you know who you are with me, clocks lose their power to accuse you. I need you to reframe what success looks like in this corridor. Breakthrough is not always fireworks and final drafts and viral announcements. Often it arrives quieter than your expectations. A deep peace where panic used to live. Clarity that untangles a next step you were afraid to take. A door that swings open so naturally you almost miss that it used to be locked. A call you didn't orchestrate arriving at a sober hour from a person you couldn't have scheduled. Power to say no without guilt where guilt used to boss you. The appetite for what once controlled you, gone. These are not small things. These are the first stones of a new road. And yes, there will be moments that feel like nothing is moving. You'll sweep the same floor, sign into the same job, sit in the same spot with the same Bible and the same cup of coffee and whisper the same simple prayer. That repetition isn't failure, it's training. Warriors build reflex before they enter the field. Priests light the same lamps morning and evening because presence is stewarded in rhythm, not just in rushes of inspiration. Keep showing up. Keep lighting the lamp. Keep making the small right choice. These are the daily yeses that build a future you can live in. I want you to picture an archer. To send an arrow far, he draws the string back, further than feels comfortable. That backward pull looks like retreat to people who don't understand trajectories. To those who know, it's stored power. So when you feel like you've been pulled backward, into anonymity, into quiet, into small circles and unseen obedience, do not mislabel it as regression. It is tension unto launch. Your back is aiming your beyond. Consider the baker who covers the dough and lets it rise without poking it every 5 minutes. Consider the potter who lets the piece cool after the kiln so the glaze can set. Consider a mother holding silence between contractions because she knows breath is not wasted time. It is survival for the next push. In each case, restraint protects the reveal. I am teaching you restraint. I am teaching you breath between the pushes. Here is how you wait with me. You don't go numb and you don't go frantic. You become faithful. You hold your post. You do your morning. Here I am. Your midday, still yours. Your night. I give it back, like we practiced. You tend your field. Answer the email you're supposed to answer. Fold the laundry you're supposed to fold. Show up to the meeting without self-sabotage. Rest when I say rest. You keep your boundary no strong because every wise no is a yes to the future. You watch your language. You don't curse your ground by calling it barren when it is actually planted. You call it what heaven calls it, in process, under cultivation, scheduled for growth. And you watch for the subtle shift indicators I send ahead of the visible change. Sleep returns steadily. The anxious loop shortens. A conversation that used to hook you doesn't even find purchase. A mentor who had no room suddenly has room. Paperwork that always lingered clears in days. You find yourself laughing without forcing it. You sing in the kitchen and you realize halfway through the second chorus, oh, joy came back. Don't wait to celebrate until everything is public. Meet me at the first fruit and say thank you. Gratitude is how we keep the gate open. Hear me plainly. I am not stringing you along. I am not dangling carrots to tease your hunger. I am weaving. I am fitting pieces you cannot see yet. Conversations in other rooms, decisions in other hearts. Timing you would not choose but will later bless me for. I do not rush because you are impatient, and I do not slow down because you are afraid. I move in wisdom, which is to say, I move in love. When I turn the key, the door will not be a pry. It will be a swing. You will know it by the peace in your bones. If discouragement tries to narrate your day, see? Nothing. Useless. Answer it without staying for a debate. I reject that script. My God is building me. My foundation is curing. My roots are gripping rock. Say it out loud, even if you feel silly. Your mouth is a steering wheel. Point yourself where you need to go. Then go do the next right, ordinary thing. Ordinary obedience is extraordinary warfare when the goal of the opposition is to wear you out. I am pleased with how you are waiting. Even if you think you're doing it badly, I see the reach. I see the way you come back. I see the way you choose quiet over drama, truth over flattery, prayer over panic. I see the way you release the old doors and keep your lamp trimmed. That matters more than you know. The weight of what I am entrusting to you demands a heart that can hold peace in silence and momentum in monotony. That's what I'm forming. Stay steady, chosen one. Silence is not a verdict, it is a vault. What I placed in you is secure. The earth may be quiet, but the spirit is loud with preparation. When I send the wind, you will not be scrambling. You will be ready. And when readiness meets timing, That's called breakthrough, not hype, not frenzy. Breakthrough that sticks. Peace first, then clarity, then a door, then a call, then the long grace of a strengthened no that keeps you where the blessing lives. Breathe. Keep your hands open. Keep your yes where I put it and your no guarding the old gates. Morning is already on the clock, and I am already in it, working under the surface, building what we will walk through together. Stay with me, chosen one. We are going to seal this. Sit a little heavier in your chair. Unclench your jaw. Open your hands. This is where pressure loses its right to name you and peace takes its seat again. I'm going to ask you to do something practical, public, and powerful. Go down to the comments and write one specific place where the pressure spiked. Be plain. Don't be poetic. Don't hide it behind vague words. Name it. Sleep, gone since April. Finances, rent due, no cushion. Marriage, cold shoulder, fear of collapse. Anxiety, 2 a.m. spirals. Calling, doors shut, second guessing. One line, clear. The moment you name it, you take its power away and give it back to heaven. You are not confessing defeat. You are submitting the battleground to me. And then read at least 3 others. Leave a simple prayer right under theirs. Peace to your night. Provision in right timing. Courage for your boundary. Your comment is not content. It is covering. There is a chosen one right now who needs to see that they are not the only one in this trench. Community is not a suggestion, it is strategy. What isolates, withers. What is brought into light, heals. Now we are going to do this together. Your mouth is a steering wheel. Turn it now, out loud, right where you are. Call and response like war songs for the soul. I will lead. You repeat. I reject the lie that I am abandoned. Now the truth, I am not abandoned. I am being built and guarded. I reject the lie that I'm behind. Now the truth, I am being led on schedule by wisdom and love. I reject the lie that I am forgotten. Now the truth, I am seen, remembered, and prepared. I reject the lie that I'm disqualified. Now the truth, I am being purified and entrusted. I reject the lie that I'm unsafe. Now the truth, peace stands guard over my heart, my mind, and my home. I reject the lie that I'm powerless. Now the truth, I have authority to submit, to resist, and to rest. I reject the lie that nothing is changing. Now the truth, roots are growing, foundations are curing, breakthrough is forming. One more layer, say this. I refuse agreement with shame, and now I receive mercy. Say, I refuse agreement with fear, and now I receive courage. Say, I refuse agreement with striving, and now I receive grace to be led. Listen to me, my child. I place my hand on your head now, and I speak blessing as a covering. Peace over your sleep. Deep, unfractured rest that quiets the body and stills the mind. Let the night cease from accusing you. Let your bed become an altar of trust. Stability over your mind. No more spinning scripts. No more doom rehearsals. I anchor your thoughts to truth and quiet your inner courtroom. Strength over your body. Endurance for your day. Steady breath. Unshaken core. Energy returning like morning light. Courage over your decisions. No panic covenants, no midnight vows, no agreements with dread. Wisdom in the moment, patience in the process, clarity from above that cuts through fog. I bless your thresholds, doors, windows, inboxes, messages, that they would host only what is for your peace. I bless your time, that it would stretch for obedience and shrink for temptation. I bless your relationships, that truth and tenderness would hold hands and keep you safe. Now pray with me. I will give you words. Make them yours, slowly. Let your own ears hear the sound of your surrender. Father, I return. I repent for agreeing with lies about who you are and who I am. I repent for trying to fix with control what only trust can hold. I repent for panic decisions, for revisiting old doors, for rehearsing fear. Wash me, realign me with your voice. I surrender my timeline, my outcomes, my reputation, my plans. I put my calling back in your hands. I put my family, my finances, and my future under your care. I give you my yes, and I ask you to strengthen my no. Cover me now. Place your peace at my doorways and your presence in my rooms. Guard my sleep. Guard my mind. Guard my body. Let your light fill the spaces where dread once lived. Give me discernment. Train my ears to know your tone. Teach me to test thoughts, to ask who sent you, and to escort out what does not carry your peace. Teach me to wait for morning counsel. Restore what pressure tried to erode. Restore joy in my chest and song on my tongue. Restore clarity where confusion made a home. Restore tenderness where hardness built a shell. Restore the calm of my nervous system and the dignity of my choices. Give me boldness for obedience, courage to set right boundaries, courage to say no without guilt and yes without fear, courage to appear when shame tells me to disappear. Strengthen my hands for the next right, ordinary step. I renounce fear, shame, and striving. I break agreement with accusation and self-sabotage. In the name of Jesus, I command tormenting scripts to leave my mind and my nights. I submit to God. I resist the enemy. He must go. I seal this word in my heart by your Spirit. Let it take root, bear fruit, and govern my decisions. Teach me to practice presence and protection until peace becomes my reflex. In Jesus' name, amen. Breathe, my child. Shoulders down. Notice the quiet that just entered the room. That is not imagination. That is inheritance. When you named the pressure and refused the lie, you handed the battle back to me, and you kept your peace. This is how you will hold ground in the days ahead. Name it plainly, renounce it boldly, replace it with truth, and rest under covering. Not abandonment, architecture, not destruction, construction, not breaking, open. Before you go, hear my promise. As you walk this out, I will send clarity and confirmation. It will not always arrive with trumpets. Expect it to appear in the right sentence at the right hour, in the counsel of a steady friend, in a door that opens without you pushing, in a sudden settledness about a decision that used to shake you. You will know it by the peace in your bones. Do not chase signs, steward stillness. Signs will follow peace the way dawn follows night. Keep this close. When the pressure rises, do not reach for chaos. Reach for this word. Press play again and let it be your night watch prayer. Sit down, breathe, name the pressure, reject the lie, receive your peace. Do it at midnight if you have to. Do it in the morning before the phone starts barking. Do it in your car at lunch when the inbox groans. Repetition is not failure, it is formation. Each time you return, the path gets shorter, and the peace arrives quicker. Now, chosen one, seal it in community. Go write that one clear line in the comments, then lay a covering over 3 others. Say, peace to your night, and mean it. What you sow in another's war, you will reap in your own victory. I am with you. I am not whispering indifference. I am singing over you with a louder peace than the storm has ever known. Walk in it, guard it, share it, and when you lie down, you will not fear. When you rise, you will not rush. You will move with me, unhurried, unafraid, under the blessing I have placed upon your head.